What's up, everybody? It's time to play some Madden 20, and today, of course, we're going to be talking about franchise mode quite a bit. And we're going to play some test games here in a franchise I have set up. And perhaps soon I'll be playing for the real deal here. So, welcome to today's stream, everybody. Hope you're all doing well, and I hope this is working. That would be ideal. Hey, it looks like it is. What's up, everybody? Hungry Gamer, Bear the King, Johnny, Peanut Butter, Cheddar Cheese, Walker, Wheels. How's it going, guys? Day's going pretty well. And I know, I got the Rebuild franchise episode 1 done, and that made me feel really good, knowing that I finally have that series going. I just wanted to wrap up everything else before I got it started, and now I can just go full steam ahead with that. I only have 2 series going on the second channel right now, and I'm kind of excited about that, to just have 2 to focus on that I can do more often. But on the main channel, I mean, we have Kalispell season coming to an end. The Twins are currently in the playoffs. I could really use Madden 20 to keep things going right now. And I spent most of the weekend, a long weekend actually, Friday through Monday. A lot of time spent slider testing. And unfortunately, I didn't make as much progress as I would like. However, I do think that Mat 10's most recent set has a lot of potential, and I've thought this whole time that Mat 10 sliders were the best. And I think that if you guys are ready to start, and you like this gameplay, and it's good enough for right now, then it's good enough for me. I don't think that we're anywhere near in as tough a spot as last year on Madden 19. So this is Mat 10's latest slider set, updated last night at like 10 o'clock p.m. Although I have upgraded QB accuracy for the user because I don't like the inaccurate misses that much. But he's done a lot of work here to edit these sliders, and I think he's got a pretty he has a pretty good game of Madden right here. And one thing he did that was a big difference and a positive game changer was turning off intentional grounding, which is a somewhat important foul. But what this does is it causes the CPU quarterbacks to have a little more sense of urgency when they're throwing. They'll throw sooner, they'll throw to more covered players. Not like bad, but they won't just hold the ball all day. And it'll help them evade some pressure and avoid some sacks, and the gameplay is just better. So we're going to play some games today with the Jacksonville Jaguars and see if, this is what we want to roll with here to start the new series. Where'd I get my green screen? I don't know. My wife got it for me. I don't know. I like Charter's set. Yeah, Charter does a good job too with his sliders. I've just been using Mat 10's is all. But I did play the first game here against Kansas City. It was a 27-10 loss. I know they had a kickoff return for a touchdown and a pick 6, I'm pretty sure. It was definitely tough to throw the ball. Didn't get a good sample size of Mahomes throwing, but I felt the gameplay was improved here. Ran pretty well with Alfred Blue. Sammy Watkins got me deep one time. So yeah, I want to jump into a couple games here with Jacksonville, see how it plays, and if we all like it, I'm ready to start the new franchise and perhaps announce the team soon. I have tried Mat 10's All-Pro sliders. It's just, the All-Pro doesn't feel quite right. It's just off. And not being able to edit the sliders to the degree we need makes it tough to stick with All-Pro for this kind of thing. Thank you for the snooper chat. A Sneak. Do you have an Instagram? I do not. No. Is Madden 20 worth buying? I'd like to know before I fork out 80 Canadian. There isn't a universal answer there, and I think it depends on the person, because I think there is fun to be had in the game, but there are issues, and it's whether or not those issues are going to be deal breakers for you. It's a much better game than Madden 19, I believe. The quarterback AI is better. The running back AI is so much better. I think it's a much more fun game of Madden than last year's, but that might not be good enough for you. So it's hard to say. You know, if you're a Madden veteran and you're used to it and you can handle a few issues or a lot of issues, then maybe. But You know, if your time is valuable and you're not going to buy a ton of games and you want something that's going to, you know, be your game for a few months, you know, it's a bit more questionable. Any issues or frustrations with fumbles? Just against enforcers, really. There are only like 6 enforcers in game, and all they do is hit stick. And I don't think we're going to get that fixed really until a patch is dropped. Unless you want to go fumbles at like 75 or something very high. Derwin James is so OP. Yeah, any hard-hitting safety is a problem. I have not seen the Maximum Football screenshots. I'd like to, though. D-Man, thank you for the super chat. Thinking about the Giants for either franchise. I have thought about the Giants, but they are not the team I'll be using for either series. I used them for the Marquise Walker series a year ago. I will say that my franchise team for this channel is an AFC team, and it's not the Texans. Is your franchise going to be one of the teams from the top 5 vid? Might be. Twins franchise coming out. I'll be recording that probably tonight or tomorrow. Probably a couple days away from that, as I'm mainly focused on 20 right now. I was hoping that over the weekend, all that time would lead me to like this amazing slider set. And I think Matt's is good. It's just we can't fix everything I'd like to. And you know, you can't get caught up too much in the details because Madden doesn't give you the tools to really fix it. And I know that I look too deep at a lot of these issues. I'll be doing these test games, and it's like, I don't care about the team. I don't care about what happens. I just want to see, like, animations and stuff like that. And so it's easy to get caught up in the stuff you don't like. But then it's like, you know, we have an 11-season series with Kalispell, and it's not like that gameplay is perfect. There's definitely some gripes I have with it. But, you know, it's not until I get into a true series that I can start ignoring some of those things a little bit and worry about, you know, optimizing later on. And I'd just like to play franchise, really. That natty was incredible. It was a good game. Yeah, Florida, I think that that was the best called option offense I've ever seen in that game. They varied their formations, and they actually threw the ball a lot more than most option teams will. That was pretty fun to have that challenge. And I liked that they focused on their best player because sometimes those option teams don't. A Sneak sends a super chat. Your franchise is the Bills. I'm calling it now. Well, we'll see if you're correct. How long am I streaming for? I work for another hour and can't watch until then. Probably a couple hours. I just started. Am I going to try Face of the Franchise? Dom, I don't think so. I haven't yet. And I just don't think it's a deep enough experience. I think the first couple hours would be really cool. But after that, pretty standard, and that was not a fumble, so I'm just going down. If there was more to it, then maybe. But I have the new episode in the first episode in the new Rebuild franchise going up later today. It won't be immediately after the stream because I haven't had a chance to render the video yet. So that'll happen as soon as I'm done, and then I have to upload, and it's a fairly big video, 47 minutes. I didn't want to do just the team intro. I did the team intro plus the preseason, plus we watched part of preseason week 4. It was really fun. You'll get to know this team pretty quick, and there are some fun moments in it. And we'll be doing week 1 tomorrow. Yeah, covering the ball is really important. It's something I'm not used to doing. But against some of these enforcers and big hitters, you really need to. And it's good that's important. It's just all about balance. And whenever, you know, a new feature is introduced in these sports games, you can count on it being overpowered just about every time. Come on, so close. A career mode as a real player in the league? I don't know. Not like a full career. I do think a lot about like a short thing with like a former Kalispell player, like a where are they now kind of thing. I think that would be interesting, but it would have to be like the right situation, and I'd have to figure out, okay, how can I make this interesting if it's going to just be for like one video or something. Yeah, I'm playing as a coach. What's going on, Kawhi? Welcome. Yep, I'm playing as a coach so I can take advantage of the scenario engines stuff. Trying to force a long kick here, hoping that Hopkins doesn't burn me here, get between that zone. 3rd and 10. Just checking it down. Not the expert is here. How's it going? I got to see, I didn't watch the whole thing, admittingly, because I was leaving, but I watched like half of episode 1 of your new Dynasty. That looks really fun. I think Death Valley State is a really cool setting. Did you have to make your schedule so painful, though? Ape, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Kane, if you do Tampa, there is a coach that kind of looks like Derek Brooks, or just bring back Coach Kane. I'll have to keep that in mind. I did look at a lot of the coach models to just see the variation they had there. I haven't really thought about it for the new one. You put Kalispell in there? Did you download it? Do you have my year 1 Kalispell? Oh man, if you played them, I'd love to see that. That'd be hilarious. If you're playing against year 1, Austin Bradley, Marquise Walker, and Troy Evans and all them guys, that would be awesome. Every year it gets harder and harder trying to choose a franchise team. Yeah, it does. This year especially. So many options. There are so many teams that fit the same criteria too. That's the problem. You gotta break the tie somehow. Sorry, just trying to find a play that I don't hate. Couldn't really do it. Looks like a blitz. I have some more super chats to answer here in a moment. Foles downfield. Oh yes, D.D. Westbrook. 35 yards. One of my fantasy sleepers this year. Probably one of the least valued #1 wide receivers for fantasy sake. Sports fan 98. The Yankee fan is here. How worried are you about the Twins? Also, do you have any NFL predictions for this year? Doesn't have to be who wins a Super Bowl or awards, just a prediction. My Super Bowl prediction is the Colts over the Saints. And as far as the Twins, I am very worried. I knew that the pitching was going to become a problem. And now, you know, Nelson Cruz is a little hurt. Lob that out. He's open. O'Shaughnessy. And they didn't do enough at the deadline, and it's already hurt them. Like, if the Twins knew this next, 10 games or whatever since the break, I meant to throw it and hit the wrong button. If they knew what was going to happen the next 10 games, I think they would have done something differently. I don't think they're going to miss the playoffs, but they're playing around with Cleveland streaking. Cleveland got a lot better. I hate that they got Puig because I like Puig, and now I can't enjoy his play. Like, they're a problem. And the Twins got an easy schedule, but they've got to figure themselves out. I'm a little behind on the comments here. I'm sorry, as I've been going through. I need to just find the Super Chats menu. One sec. I'm trying to get in field goal range, if you don't mind. They got me. Yeah, I mean, the gameplay isn't going to be perfect. It never is. It never has been or will be. There were just some things I wanted to clean up. But at the end of the day, these sliders will give fun competitive games. And that's what's most important, I think, to start. I mean, I was going back to... Ooh, nice punt. I went back to the Dolphins series last year, and I just wanted to see, like, what was going on. Not the expert. Thank you for the super chat, man. I really appreciate that. If I put them on the schedule in the future, would you want to do like a Kalispell radio call for some of their touchdowns? Absolutely, 100%. Whatever you need for that, I got you. But I was looking at the old Dolphins stuff, and I got to see, oh yeah, here's what was wrong. The CPU couldn't score. The Texans in a game against my Dolphins last year scored 8 points. It was a difficult process to get the CPU just to get in the end zone. And now that's not a problem. They're actually too good. And I'd rather have them be too good than too bad. They're about to snipe my best recruit. Well, there you go. You got the rivalry storyline in motion. And you're in the Mountain West. So, yeah, I guess I wasn't paying too much attention to see Kalispell there. I'm not sure if you put them in the Mountain West. I tend to do a lot more listening than watching when I have this stuff on. I will get to all the super chats. I'm just a little behind right now. I feel the CPU only scores on big plays, can never sustain drives. See, I'm seeing more sustained drives than big plays. That's just how I've experienced it so far. Against the Chiefs, it was more big play oriented though. And so far today, they haven't really done a whole lot. But I'm going to play multiple games here. And hopefully we see a little bit of variance. I can't get the CPU to score at all. Sometimes it feels like we're all playing different games. One thing I had to do was... Now, I don't have any science behind this. This is merely anecdotal. Is that the right way to say that? Anecdotal. That's one of those words that no one ever says aloud, but they type. Give me that. But, one thing I do every time I edit sliders is I change the setting, I save it as a new file, I jump into practice in the franchise, run a few plays, see how it handles, and then I exit franchise. And lately, I've actually been, like, closing the app and relaunching it, and it seems to help with, like, glitchy animations and just things that don't look right. And as soon as I started doing that, I went from like the CPU looking like they were struggling to all of a sudden they were moving the ball again and the animations looked more proper. So I would try that if you're having any issues. I would call that like a proper reset. Oh yeah, that walk-off. Carlos Santana is so good. They brought him back from Philly after 1 year, and that's been a really big move for them. Yeah, lower user tackling, I'd say that's a very touchy slider, because on 50, like, you'll stop just about every run, but on like 46, 47, they start to get some room to operate. I don't know how the Royals are going to be in 5 years. I like their 1 through 4, and everything else about that team I don't like. Ooh! Got that somehow. I just started the surf series and I'm kicking myself for not starting sooner. It's a fun one for sure. And it gets better if you're not too far into it. Oh man, I almost got picked. Alright. I need to catch up on super chats. I apologize, everybody. Kyle. This was 13 minutes ago. I'm sorry. Been around since the Madden 11 Vikings franchise. Favorite YouTuber. Thanks for being so consistent for so many years. Still think Greenberry is better than Unger. Well, I mean, they're both Hall of Famers. They're both good. Thank you for the super chat. I'd like to be a bit more consistent, though. I think you gave me a little too much credit there. JJ in the house. All right. Gotta be careful going no huddle here because 1, it runs clock down. 2, you still gotta pick your play and read the defense. Oh, man. Yeah, the best pass rushers, you have to plan better for them. You can't just, like, ignore them and hope it's okay. I've already been sacked, like, 4 times by Watt. I'll be far more careful in those situations when I'm playing my real franchise. I'll, you know, shift protection more and move my running back to that side and probably run the ball more, too. Let's see. Kyle, you ignored my other super chat. Maybe you'll notice this one. I'm not ignoring anything, and no one needs to send another super chat to make sure I get to theirs. I just had to catch up. I was talking a lot of stuff. Jamila, it's not your first time here. Steven, thank you for the super chat. What team you pick? And also I got NCAA 14 for $52. I'm not sharing any teams yet. You'll see them soon. You'll see one of them later today. And from what I've seen, that's actually a fair price for NCAA. They're hard to come by. And they're certainly not going to get any cheaper unless for some reason they become available digitally, which is probably not happening. So physical copies are going to always be a premium. And that goes for any sports game really that doesn't exist anymore, with some exceptions. NFL 2K5, I think I got that for like $2 or $3. And that wasn't like a garage sale where you can always find a deal. It was like at a mom and pop, a smaller game store that sells more retro stuff. Can't believe 2K5 can be considered retro. Come on. Ah, man, I hope I don't butcher this name here. Hikigaya, thank you for the super chat. Do you ever look back at your Vikings franchise players to see what they became in real life? You had me thinking James Logan was the future GOAT. I used to, but a lot of those guys kind of just flamed out in their NFL careers and aren't in the league anymore. So, like, Nate Potter and Jamel Fleming, like, they didn't have these long careers or anything. That's what I want to see, though. They contested all 3 passes on that drive. That's beautiful football. Now let's see if they can start moving the ball on our defense. But I have a good team here. I might switch the team next game and see what it's like when I don't have Jalen Ramsey and AJ Boye. I'm just catching up to super chats right now. I'll get to the open chat here in a moment. Harold Kaufman, I finally get to see some meaningful baseball with the Mets and the Hunt. Also your predictions on what happened to Gordon and Elliott. I think Elliott will get signed. I think Gordon will cave. Are the Mets really playing meaningful baseball? What's that? That NL wild card is strange because all of a sudden the Giants go on a tear. They're in the race. It's like, wait a minute. I thought y'all were down for the count. The Mets are above 500. They're right in line with the Cardinals. Only a few games behind the Cubs, although the division doesn't matter there. They're in the hunt, legit. Even the whole NL West is kind of in the hunt. Uh-oh. I think I'm caught up now. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. This is testing. This is just testing. But soon, could be the real deal. So far, I think it looks franchise ready. I think there are some small tweaks I could make here and there, perhaps, but I could wait till the games actually get going to make those changes. Hot take alert. I like NCAA 13 over 14. That's wild. That's a wild statement. You know the DB glitch, right? Uh-oh, Lamar Miller. The DB glitch made it so I couldn't call verticals in NCAA 13 because I'd be cheesing the CPU. I literally had to take the vertical out of my play calling. Unless there was a setting that fixed that because I never saw it. One of my biggest issues, though, with this gameplay is just man coverage on tight ends is non-existent. You don't get away calling much man-to-man, and it doesn't feel very ratings-based when you're covering tight ends. Kind of always been like that. Uh-oh, room to run. There he goes. Kiki QT. Right? He's number 16? Oh, yeah. 4 verts is overpowered in 14-2. Oh, yeah. 4 verts before Madden 16 was awful. 16 was the first year they had the coverage stuff, right? Or was that 17? Ooh, pick it! Until they could carry vertical routes from the slot, like 4 verts was just cheese. All right, let's see if we can hold them out of the end zone here. Setting up a screen. Miller. Oh, bouncing away and denied at the 1. The Vikings' new helmet, yeah, they changed the helmet a little bit to match up with the uniforms on TV. And I like it. '17 and 12 are my favorite Maddens ever. I look back pretty fondly on both of those, yes. Touchdown, nuke. Damon, thank you for the super chat. Thanks to your video, I'm using the Bills in franchise mode this year. Well, that's good to hear. I'm glad that video could help out some people find their team. I also enjoy putting it together because it's like I go through the process that I do for picking my own team. So it's like it helps me as well to know about those teams. I wish you could recreate that Antonio Freeman catch. First of all, now I know you're as old as I am. Second of all, no. No. I fell asleep during that game. That was Vikings-Packers 2001. Monday Night Football, Lambeau Field. I'm making sure it was then. And the Vikings thought they knocked that pass away. Chris Dishman, defensive back, thought he had knocked the ball away, but it was on Antonio Freeman's back, never hit the ground. He grabbed it, was never touched down, walked off for the Super Bowl, walked off for the win in overtime. Are those right? Because I haven't watched that play that many times for obvious reasons. Very painful. But no, we do not need to recreate that play. Legacy issues, those are just issues that have been around for a long time and are in some cases caused by things that are old. I remember finding out the next morning how they lost, and I tried to argue with my friends like, no, he was down, because I didn't know the down by contact rule. I was 8 years old. I can remember this stuff. I remember a lot of times falling asleep during a Vikings night game and then having to like watch the ESPN bottom ticker in the morning to see if they won. That was always painful because usually they did not. The he did what play? Oh. We don't need to talk about it. In college, he would have been down. Yeah, and I don't like the college down rule. If a quarterback fumbles a snap and has to like go to the ground to pick it up and his knee touches down, he's done. Or if a running back receives a handoff and slips, then he's done. They have knocked away like the last 7 passes. This is amazing. Now it's happening a lot, but it used to happen to me like not at all. I don't know how you do it, Matt, but you figured out how to unlock that part of this game for me. Thank you. These are Matt 10 sliders, Operation Sports Forums version 8, updated as of like 10:30 p.m. Central Time on August 12th. Play action, watch out. Downfield with it, get out of here. Is this franchise ready, folks? Is this franchise ready? I think it's franchise ready. I see a lot of yeses. I'll break out a different team next time. Maybe you guys can pick it. Chandler, thank you for the super chat. I feel like not enough injuries happen at 50. It kind of comes and goes for me. Oh, pick it. It comes and goes for me. Like, I'll have games where, you know, I had like 4 guys in my first Jaguars game. It wasn't on stream, but I had like 4 guys that left and couldn't come back. And then they weren't injured for any long period of time. Then I have games where like the running back just goes down over and over again. And as a running back, you know, fan, universally, it's kind of heartbreaking. A lot of you are saying Lions. I'll play as the Lions next game then. Big play, Slay. A lot of running back injuries. I have a feeling this year when I get going, I'm going to be signing about 48 different running backs that I'm telling you, I'm not going to be mad about it. And here is our 7th starting running back of the year, Samaje Perine. Uh-oh, on the outside, caught! Or who else can hit the open market? I've seen Perine become a free agent. Who's another low-rated running back that I could just sign and play? We have signed free agent running back Boston Scott. Slide while running with a quarterback. I'll tell you how to slide. You hit square while you're not hitting sprint. If you're holding sprint, you will dive. You gotta let go, hit square, tap it, and down you go. Flag on the play. You'll back up. Can I imagine any big trades happening? Perhaps Melvin Gordon. If the Chargers trade Melvin Gordon, I can only see it being a player-for-player swap, though. Like, how does a pick help the Chargers win the Super Bowl when Phillip Rivers is, like, 40 years old? Like, they need help now. I don't care if it's the first overall pick. You can't help you win in 2019. Well, you, of course, take the #1 pick, although no one has a #1 pick yet. You get what I mean, though. You can also hold left trigger, right trigger, and then extra square. Is that how it works? I just missed that. Deshaun is angry. Oh, it was a screen. Okay. By the way, I have automatic updates on my PlayStation turned off. So I'm not getting any patches automatically for any game. But I'm not playing anything besides my series stuff on PlayStation. Haven't in a few months. So... doesn't matter. When I'm not playing this, I've been playing Pokemon Y. I have a Wonderlock going right now. I am playing a little bit of Super Mario Maker 2. RPO. X and Y are underrated. I'm playing Y without the experience share, and it's like a different game. Plus, I'm doing a Wonderlock. I failed my first run about 10 hours in. The funny story, actually. I failed my first Wonderlock run on Y because I kept losing Pokemon left and right, and I was down to nothing but a Diggersby. And he was a tank. But you know what happened? He got over leveled beyond what I was allowed or able to like use with them not disobeying me. And yeah, he stopped listening to me when he turned to level 31, and he went down in that next fight. So I restarted, and now I am like 5-6 badges in, cruising through the game mostly. Haven't had a lost Pokemon in a while, and now I have like near 40 Pelipper. I have Furfrou, actually, is a heavy hitter. Furfrou ain't bad. It learns headbutt right away. I learned that the hard way in my first run, or my second run actually. I lost the Charmander, double battle Furfrou, both used headbutt at like level 16. It's like a 70 or 80 base attack move. It's ridiculous. I'm sorry if this Pokemon talk is too much for y'all. And there's some more stuff I have on there, but I can keep it football focused mainly. Maybe. Matt Stafford or Kirk Cousins? I think Kirk has, when he hits his ceiling is higher, and for that reason, I'll take Cousins. But I think Stafford offers a higher floor than Kirk on a week-to-week basis, if that makes sense. A Pokemon Let's Play on the channel? Maybe one day. That's something I'd like to stream over, make videos of. Over his head! Nice adjustment, too. Love the trajectories this year. But has Matt Stafford ever taken a knee to end a half in the red zone instead of spiking it? That was the most, like, broken artificial intelligence moment I've ever seen for a human. Why did he do that? Did we ever get confirmation on why Kirk Cousins, lifelong football player, kneeled out the clock in that situation? Damon, thank you for the super chat. Thoughts on the Eagles this year? Super deep. I think their offense is primed to be even better this season. And they're legit Super Bowl contenders as long as, you know, Wentz is healthy. Face mask. Those will happen. Just a thing. Yeah, I'm excited to see how their backfield plays out. I want to see if Miles Sanders can, you know, take that starting job. Although, for fantasy purposes, I was like, you know, okay, how valuable is Miles Sanders? And my issue is that over the last 3 years with Doug Peterson, no Eagles running back has finished higher than like RB26. They just all take each other's production. And if Jordan Howard gets red zone work and there's a carry split going on, like, it's going to be pretty iffy. But that's just fantasy. Like, their backfield's talented and they're good. O'Shaughnessy! Touchdown. I don't have my fantasy football team drafted yet. I've done some best balls. So I don't really have a team to share. But some of my favorite targets are Lamar Jackson. I think that if they focus on running the ball a lot and really utilizing his skill set, and plus they got some deep ball receivers, I think that Jackson could be really good in fantasy this year. And if they're running him every week, he'll offer a pretty safe floor. For the same reasons, you could target Josh Allen. It's just that Jackson's situation, and I think Jackson himself is just better. I really like Alexander Madison is going overlooked. Vikings second string running back. If Dalvin Cook goes down, he's getting work. Plus, he's already going to probably get red zone work. They gave him a lot of touches in the Week 1 preseason game. Thoughts on David Montgomery? Really big fan of his. I think that he'll become the lead back this year for the Bears. I think that Cohen will have it dialed back just a little bit. Last year, Cohen was their RB1. But I don't think he will get as many touches this year. I think they'll have him more on a pitch count of sorts. And there's also Mike Davis, who's a good between the tackles runner. I don't know that Montgomery is similar to Howard. I think Montgomery is a bit more athletic, maybe. I think he's shiftier. Not that Montgomery's like a shifty back, but I think he has a little bit better change of direction. Thoughts on Curtis Samuel? He's somebody else that you should, I think, buy high on in the fantasy world. I think that between him and DJ Moore, someone's gonna break out. Samuel has more experience, and they use him more as a gadget player too, so he gets a lot of manufactured touches that help him utilize his speed, and he was really efficient on his touches last year. The next members only stream, that's going to be next weekend. Not this coming, but the following. Uh-oh, don't get picked. How was quarterback AI this year? It's much better. Like, the issues that caused me to quit on the Dolphins franchise last year don't really exist in this game. Before, first of all, couldn't get the computer to really score. I couldn't get them to pass the ball effectively. They were throwing it for like 4 yards every time. And then the CPU quarterbacks, they'd also just inexplicably throw it into coverage all the time. They'd take these bad shots downfield and throw like 2-3 picks on those kind of bad attempts. Give me that. No. This is playing really fun. I might tie this. By the way, I played on Mat 10 sliders last night, all pro. I tied that game 9-9. And this one's tied 10-10. This is all Madden actually though. I never had that problem playing all Madden in Madden 19. Yeah, I did, and I just couldn't get around it. And then the running back AI was so bad. They just lose yards over and over again. And now the running back AI is much better. So my major issues from 19 have been fixed. This game introduces a couple new issues, but it also gives you a solid game of football in a lot of cases. Which rookie receiver would you target? In fantasy, one sec. Hopkins, oh, he juked out Ramsey. Fantasy, rookie receivers. I consider Deebo Samuel, but I just think there are so many players on that offense. Samuel is a deep sleeper at best. Hollywood Brown, the thing is, Hollywood Brown, if he's, is healthy and can do what he needs to do, every time he touches the ball, it's going to be valuable. But if they're a running offense and he's a rookie, we got to be realistic and target him for somewhere around 500-600 yards if it goes well. I think, as was brought up here in the chat, N'Keal Harry is my favorite, especially if he gets him put into like a big slot role. In the Patriots offense, that's a high volume spot, and you'll have Tom Brady throwing him the football. And plus, there's a lot less receiving talent on that team than some others where there are more or less touches to go around. So I would definitely take N'Keal Harry, and if it burns you, oh well. Metcalf or Campbell? Probably more comfortable with Campbell right away. I just don't know what they're going to do with DK in year one. I don't know if it's going to be a productive year one for him. At least with Paris Campbell, I think that there's TY to draw attention away, and he can still do a lot of the same stuff and go deep. So Paris Campbell, N'Keal Harry. AJ Brown. I like AJ Brown. I just don't know if this is the right year. With Corey Davis getting a lot of the attention. They could still be a very run-heavy offense at the same time. Mariota doesn't put up big touchdown numbers. Mecole Hardman? Maybe. They're keeping Hill, so that takes away a lot of his draft value. Ooh, close one. How do you like the All-Pro sliders? They're worth trying out. I just think that All Madden is going to be the way to go for me in franchise again. But I would definitely recommend checking them out. I can show you my stats from the game I played if you'd like. Oh, close one. And now this kick is for the win. I can show you the all-pro stats, though. Kane, it seems super chats aren't showing up. Kane, I think you missed my super chat. That's from Harold. You saying August 12th not only reminds me that I turned 18 yesterday, but I found your channel 2 years ago that day. Well, happy late birthday to you, Harold. I'm happy to have you here. I've seen you very active in the chat over these 2 years for sure. My bad on missing super chat. That was actually on my fault. Any idea when the series could start? You know, this is playing well enough to where I'm thinking that I can get going on this in the next couple days. I still want to do a team reveal because the preseason will take some time, and I want to give you a little something, a little appetizer before the main course. But man, this is some of the best stats I've seen in an all Madden test. Legit. One thing I always look at too is how many receptions went to running backs and tight ends. 6, 7. They have Brait? What happened there? Must have traded for him. So 11 to 11. Okay, it's split. I'm cool with that. I don't like when it's like 14 to the tight end and running back and 5 to the receivers. But yeah, that was actually quite fun, I thought. 5 sacks to J.J. Watt. I'm going to do my best to make sure that stuff doesn't happen. That was enjoyable, though. The Vikings OC, I think they have a good approach. And I also like that they brought in Gary Kubiak to kind of steer the ship a little bit. Watson didn't scramble at all, though. Yeah, that was a little odd. That was the first time I've seen a quarterback that can run really just choose not to. But what can you do? He didn't have enough pressure, first of all, and there were open looks. Allow me to save this quick, and I made sure not to save my new franchise. That's right here. I made sure not to save it under its name because I knew I'd be doing this stream today. Although I think there's a chance I could spoil it here soon when I back out of here. We'll see. I've opened up so many test franchises that any scene here probably won't even be a spoiler. Yeah, it showed a Jaguars scene anyway. Darius Geis a sleeper. Yeah, he's worth taking. I think that if healthy, he could beat out Adrian Peterson, but I think that health is a big question mark. How's my day going so far? It's going really well. Here was my 9-9 tie, though. This was on All-Pro Mat 10 sliders, and keep in mind, I did not like the QB accuracy being as low as it was. I had at least like 5 throws with Josh Allen end up in another state. Just not even close. So I like to use higher QB accuracies in that case. Over the weekend, I was playing a lot with 60. Didn't run the ball much. I was the Bills in this game, by the way. Robbie Anderson had a lot of catches. Like, if you want an all-pro set, it's worth checking out for sure. Are you still thinking 12-minute quarters? Probably something like that. I think I want to go a little bit shorter than I normally do. I want to be at like 110, 115 plays a game, which is a little less than Sim. But I think I want a slightly shorter game. Thank you for the super chat, Joseph. Not going to talk too much politics or anything here in the chat, but I appreciate your super chat. Thank you very much. Let's get back into all Madden. I will play with the Lions. I got you, Fade. Shorter game equals more vids. That's the hope. I don't want every recording session to be an hour and a half plus, because I do stats before, after, preview the next game. I don't want to drastically shorten it. Like, if I was doing 15 minutes before, I think I want to knock it down to like 13. Like, let's shave 5 to 10% off the games, I think. I would not swap Thielen for Galladay, no. Thielen is a better receiver, although I think that Galladay will develop into a number 1, if he's not already. Matt plays 9 minutes, but he uses no accelerated clock, so it's very different. 12 minutes with 20 acceleration would be good. I think I want to use slightly lower acceleration because when it gets to chew clock mode, the higher runoff you use, the more chew clock will actually do. If you're usually coming out of the huddle with 20 seconds left and you cut that down to 10, that's a lot different than maybe going 17 runoff and then going down to 10 when you do chew clock. I just don't want the chew clock to speed the game up too much. C4 does 9 minutes and accelerated clock. Yeah, then I'm assuming he ends up with around 100 plays a game, which is less than regular games, but it's enough. Like my Vikings franchise, when I started that in Madden 12, I got about 100 plays a game, and I really enjoyed it. I still led the league in rushing. Mike, it's going well. You're stuck up in Alaska. Isn't Alaska really nice this time of year? I mean, unless you're in Barrow and it's like 45 on the best day in July. You guys ever watched that football show that takes place in Barrow, Alaska? It was on NFL Network a few years ago. That was kind of interesting. BWT, thank you for the super chat. You think Bengals are a fun team for franchise? For sure. Especially if you want to replace the quarterback and try to figure things out before AJ Green is a shell of his former self. Absolutely. And then, you know, the Browns are going to be better than you for a while. No, Jermaine Kearse got an injury. Hopefully he's all right. Carted off 5 days ago. I missed that. Oh, that was in-game. I missed that. Did I answer your Super Sawyer? If this Madden goes to crap and doesn't work, will you possibly do what Blackjack is doing with the Nets and bring back Madden 18? Probably not. But I also don't think it's going to come to that this year. Thank you for the super chat. I'm not sure if there's like a delay between when I'm getting them because I thought I was up to date. I apologize if I've been slow to react to any of these. Connor, thank you. Eagles franchise, keep up the good work. Yeah, I'm sure everybody wants to see me rebuild the deepest team in the NFC, perhaps. Matt LaFleur? I don't really have any thoughts yet. I'm not sure that his style will mesh well with Aaron Rodgers, but winning cures everything, so we'll see. I think Aaron Rodgers would prefer a head coach that would just get out of the way and let him throw it 45 times a game. Thoughts on Mac Wilson? I can't say I know him all that well. Ooh, that's a face mask. I thought he stood out and made some impact plays at Alabama when I watched some games last year. Speaking of college football, how far are we from like some FBS action? Because I'm ready. I think we're still a couple weeks out, aren't we? Do I think Aaron Rodgers is overrated or underrated? Well, he's on the brink right now. Everyone's trying to underrate him as much as they can. As a Viking fan, I'm afraid I cannot agree with most Rodgers slander. Get rid of it. Couldn't do it. I got this though. Do you only play sports games? No. I actually play a lot of other games, but I did stop playing a lot of games a few months ago just because it really wasn't proving to be worth my time. But I do like all sorts of genres. I just have dialed it back a little bit, so now I'm playing sports plus like Pokemon and Smash, Mario Kart, a lot of stuff on Switch. The Switch has actually become my preferred console to play on for most games when I can. Uh-oh. That shouldn't have been caught. There are still some issues in coverage. Sometimes I just don't react. Like, I can't focus on the issues too much because I can't fix them all. And I think there's still a lot of good stuff. Like the passing game in that that Jaguars game I just played, like there were a lot of tough throws, and they were contesting all sorts of stuff. So that was nice. 24th is Florida Miami. All right. I do not play GTA Online, but I have. Really enjoyed a lot of the quick little mini games and stuff like that. Do you play Let's Go Pikachu or Eevee? It's my most played game on Switch, and I only have 4 badges. I put a lot of time into like shiny hunting. Ooh, got away. Oh yes, Galladay. I put a lot of time into shiny hunting, and then I got sidetracked over the winter, and I haven't really come back to it, but I will. I put a few like Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu streams on in the background lately, and it's made me really want to go back and finish up the game. Problem is it's so easy to get over leveled, especially when you're just hunting. I don't recommend shiny hunting or anything until you've beaten the game, because catching Pokemon gives you experience, and experience will over level you if you're not you know, mixing up your party a lot. And I have like 20 Pokemon in like the recommended level range right now where I'm at. It's ridiculous. It's fun though. I want to beat it and then do some shiny hunting and stuff like that. I think I have 2 shinies in that game. I think I have a Pikachu. I might not though. I might be misremembering that, but I know I have a shiny Beedrill. Yeah, I'm excited for Sword and Shield as well. I hope that they give it some good staying power. I think that the settings do look pretty cool. I'm glad they're going to have stuff like raids. I'm hoping with the national dex, though, obviously it's not going to be a normal national dex. I'm hoping it's not missing too many entries. Like, there are a lot of Pokemon that I like that, you know, I've been slowly getting more and more into Pokemon, and I'd like to, you know, bring a lot of my favorites up to the most recent stuff. So if it's like, you know, maybe just like solid Pokemon that I like that aren't in there, like if they don't have Sharpedo, like that'd be kind of disappointing, or Wailord. You know, I'm sure they'll have all the starter lines, so you know, my favorite Pokemon's Blaziken. I know they're gonna probably have him. I'd be shocked if they didn't. Thoughts on Borderlands 3? That's one of the few like traditional console games that I'm actually looking forward to. I wish it was coming out on Switch. I'd be really happy about that. I'm not even sure I'll get it right away, though. Harold, thank you for the super chat. What's your favorite regular and shiny Pokemon? For regular, it's Umbreon, and shiny, it's Giratina. Umbreon is actually probably my favorite shiny. The blue and black is one of my favorite color schemes, and it looks really awesome. For regular, as far as just design goes, I've always liked Sharpedo, but there's nothing really unique about him. He's just kind of a shark. So, probably Metagross. I think he has such a great design. His shiny's also really good. Steel Psychic is a good typing. They better have Sceptile, Lantern, and Crobat. I'm sure they'll have Sceptile. I don't know about Lantern. I like Lantern as well. And Crobat, I would think so. Because you know there's going to be like 48,000 Zubat in any cave in the game. Oh boy. What kind of laptop computer do you use for editing? The computer I use now is an HP. It is now over 4 years old actually, but it still keeps up with everything I want to do, and it runs nicely and renders fast, so I'm happy with it. Main thing, if you're doing YouTube, see that drifting glitch is something that'll probably happen on occasion. We just kind of have to deal with it. There's not much we can do about it. But notice how today it's happened one time. When you're building a PC or buying a PC for streaming or YouTube content creation, you really want to make sure you get enough processing power. I have a Hex Core i7 in mine. I forget the model of it, but it's, you know, 6 fast cores. Best way I can put it. And then you want at least a decent graphics card. Like, my card isn't amazing, but I can run pretty much anything I want on medium. Which is probably, you know, in the eyes of most PC gamers, it's like, oh, didn't know you got your computer at the Dollar General. But no. Medium is fine for me. I'm playing on version 8 sliders. I'm at 10, but I put the user accuracy up to 50. Otherwise, it's all Mat 10's stuff, including penalties. I would not pay Dak $40 million a year to play for the Vikings, no. Dak is going to get paid. I'm interested in how much. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets what he wants, because he was really good last year when they traded for Amari. And, I mean, he has a good record late in games. I don't know. I agree that Dak is kind of an average quarterback, but I don't know. I think there is a decent ceiling with his game, and he shows up in big moments. I'm kind of on the Dak bandwagon a little bit, and maybe it's because of Amari Cooper and Michael Gallup last year in fantasy, and Dak helped me out with that. My main concern so far is we're just not getting any pressure, and I wonder now if we can start playing with the CPU pass block setting. I'll have to see. Because, like, they get clean pocket almost every time. Touchdown, Mike Williams. You mad, bro? Thank you for the super chat. Have I thought about doing a franchise with the Steelers? This year, I did a little bit. but it's like they have 6 rings and no one has 7, so it's a little less intriguing. And they just won a Super Bowl, you know. I mean, it wasn't like recent, but they have a recent Super Bowl win, semi-recent. Are we still feeling like this is franchise ready? I think it is. Yeah, and they are still good. The Steelers, you know, there's still interest there. You have an aging quarterback, and you're trying to build an offense around James Conner and everybody. Well, that didn't go very far. The offense for both sides seems off. In what way? And it's not going to be perfect. I mean, it's Madden, and we're still waiting on updates to some things. No, I haven't had G Fuel in a while. I don't really drink much besides water. I don't drink soda very often. I drink soda like kind of like for events. I think the same way a lot of people, you know, they only drink alcohol at like gatherings or something. I'm that way with like soda. I really only have like root beer. If like I go to a restaurant or something and they like make their own root beer, like yeah, I'm getting it. But I'd never like, I shouldn't say never. When I'm sick, I always buy like 2 bottles of 7-Up. The only thing that doesn't taste disgusting when I'm sick. Or ginger ale. I like ginger ale a lot. Ooh, close one. Harold, thank you for the super chat. Gotta go, Kane. Have a good day. I hope one of your franchises you will do this year is the Jets. Well, we'll just have to see, Harold. Thank you very much for all the super chats. I appreciate it. Hope I didn't miss any. I don't see any that I missed. Fumbles? I'm not seeing a lot, but when there's enforcers on the field, I see a ton. And I think in any game where I face an enforcer, I'm going to up the fumble slider to like 75. Otherwise, like you showed, Harrison Smith pretty much averages 1 a game. And they didn't balance that ability properly. Now, thankfully, it's not like many players it's affecting, but if one of them is on your team, it could become a little bit of an issue. Keenan Allen. Best rivalry in the NFC? The best. Presently speaking, I would say, I'm trying to think of something that's been around a little bit longer than a couple of years. I mean, Bears-Packers historically, and then, like, as of last year, yes. They also have the first game of the season. By the way, isn't that game on my birthday? What day is the Bears-Packers game? May have to just decrease their pass blocking a little bit. But otherwise, I believe it's franchise ready to play. I like the Cowboys-Eagles rivalry a lot. It's September 5th. Perfect. the birthday gift that I want this year is for the Packers and Bears to tie with like 11 points each. Or someone needs to lose in heartbreaking fashion. Thoughts on Javid Best? It's unfortunate his career was cut so short. The Lions, in games he played, they were really, really good. Best is probably their top running back they've had since... Is this hot takey? Javid Best might have been their best running back since Barry Sanders. Or he had the potential to be, because he didn't play very long, sadly. He had some injury issues. Another double doink. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. I want a double doink on my birthday. And I want Rodgers to argue with Matt LaFleur. Nah, Reggie Bush. Yeah, I guess, you know, Reggie's fair. Reggie's fair. They got him like a year or two of his prime, I'd say. Amir? No, I don't know. Amir Abdullah, like, didn't do a whole lot in Detroit, and now he's with the Vikings. Get out of here. When do the week 1 rosters come out? Oh, we're still a month away. Preseason just got here. Week 2 starts Thursday. Technically week 3, because there are 5 weeks of preseason if you count the Hall of Fame game week. But you get the gist of it here. We're a few weeks out, and the first game is September 5th. It's currently August 13th, so a little less than a month. I don't recommend waiting for the rosters. Does EA ever do like middle of preseason rosters or something? Like, I know everybody's gonna want that receiver for the Browns. I forget how to pronounce his last name, but I read the article about him. Oh, we have 2 sacks in this game. Read the article about him. Incredible story, by the way. Was it Shehe Giuseppe? Isn't that his last name? I think his first name is Damon. That's just off my memory. I hope I'm right. But incredible story about him and his road to the NFL. And then that kick return touchdown. And Antonio Callaway is going to be suspended. So who knows? He might make the roster. There's going to be a roster spot available with Callaway's suspension at the least. All right, 14-7, flag on the play. Thank you, guys. I got 740 in here now, more than my other slider streams were doing. Nice. Please leave a like if you haven't done so already. Those are pretty helpful. Hit that subscribe button too, because the franchise looks like it's coming soon. I'm enjoying this gameplay. I'm actually having a lot of fun with it. 4 sacks to Bosa, 5 sacks to Watt. Got to be careful against these guys until they tone down their effectiveness. It's not even ratings that are wrong. It's simply these abilities. They have a very high win rate, especially for short games. Look, Bosa won again. That's 5 sacks. It's not the kind of thing you should try to fix with sliders, because then you're affecting everybody else. And there are only a handful of X factors in the game that are going to cause those issues. Deep shot, single coverage. Nope. I recommend turning superstar abilities off for your franchise. I don't plan to do that. I'm just hoping that they get a proper nerf. Just the pass rushing success rates, and to the hit sticks. Give me that. I did do a user there, and I probably will in instances where it's thrown right at me, because I think if I had just held L1 there, he would have just stood there, and we'd be complaining about coverage AI. Or my bad user. But I don't normally user. I just hold L1, let him take over. I could just control defensive linemen, too. Jesse James. Oh boy. That's not an X factor. That's just a big hitter. Just want to see who knocked that out. Thomas Davis. Oh man. That's right. Yeah, Bosa's in the zone too, so he's going to be doing that at an even greater rate than he was already. Big shout out to Matt 10 though. Like, these sliders are legit fun, and it's what I've been waiting for. How do the fumble sliders work? The higher it is, the less fumbles there are. The lower it is, the more fumbles there are. It's a reverse slider, and the description even says so. Yeah, block shedding is still the same. It's like a quick time event. Although I turn the button prompts off because it messes up the screen, and I don't know, I just don't want all this text and buttons showing up. I just want football there. And my XP goals, I guess. Open. Yeah, I have the fumble slider at 55, which does a little bit less fumbles than default. And I know Armor and Sword recommends against the X Factors or the players with Enforcer ability to use 75. Feels like I'll have overblown stats long term. Which stats do you think? The sacks? Yeah, X Factors seem to only go for hit sticks. I'm not sure I've seen Harrison Smith wrap up. Gordon cuts right. See, that running back AI wasn't there last year. Not at all. Even that little subtle thing there. Just don't run right into a linebacker and get no gain. Little stuff like that. Well, this roster must be updated. They have Mike Daniels now, and they didn't a week ago. I don't like the speed threshold in 85. Why? I personally don't mind it. I played against like Tyreek Hill and Mecole Hardman yesterday, and they flew past me anyway. It's just what Matt has done to get everything in sync animation-wise, and I don't think it's really sacrificing speed. I still think it handles itself quite well. I'm using the All Madden set. I just enjoy playing the All Madden games more when the CPU isn't too OP. Until they can make a true ratings-based Madden, like All Pro isn't going to work that well for me. What's up, Pedro? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Things are going really well today. I got episode 1 in the Rebuild franchise coming later today. And also, I think that this slider set is franchise ready for what I have going on this channel. Yeah, sim stats need a lot of work, for sure. Also, I think the scores in Sim Stats, we end up with too many double-digit finishes, I feel. Like, I feel like there are so many 38 to 24, 31-17s. I like a lower margin of victory. So we saw our secondary, I think, play a bit better when I was Jacksonville. I haven't slowed down Rivers very much. I'm not a fan of the hurry up runoff. I'd rather see us run up to the line, personally. This causes hurry up to actually take more time than normal because it automatically runs clock down and you still haven't picked your play. And you still haven't seen the defense. And you still haven't called a hot route or anything. I think that it's okay on normal huddle breaks, but for the no huddle offense, I don't like it. I don't think it's good. I also want them to speed up motions. Like, watch Kenny Galladay. I'm going to do the snap at 30 seconds. Okay, I can't from when I hold the play thing. I'll do it at 20 seconds. Galladay's motion. Took him 4 seconds to come set. Giving up 6 sacks now to Joey Bosa. I'm not really, max protecting or keeping a tight end to help out or anything, so there's a little more I can do to lessen that when we get to the real franchise, but they are OP. It's just what it is. And I can't fix it with sliders, so let's just not worry about it too much. Manimal, are we at work right now? Oh. Hope your day just got a little more fun at least. Joey Bosa, 7 sacks. What can you do? Hopefully I just pay more attention if I end up playing against the Joey Bosa and it doesn't happen to me. And then they hopefully patch it and we can move on. Yeah. Slide protect, block the running back. Like in this game too, you can move your running back to the other side. Like that. So now Bosa, carry-on's there to help, and now I didn't get sacked because of it. That's just one play. Like he still destroyed Wagner, but I was at least able to keep Gordon, or not Gordon. I kept in carry-on to help protect me. You need 6 to block against these guys. And don't expect 6 to just be enough. Thank you. Trying to score without using a timeout. I need those. Ooh! It's harder to throw on the run and across the body this year. I like that. Yeah, I mean, every time EA does something for the first time, it's OP. Like, literally everything is OP. Remember aggressive catches first year? 4th and 10. Marvin, nope. You do have to scheme around it. Like their win rate is OP, but there are things you can do to make it so Bosa doesn't end up with 7 sacks, and I didn't do those things for most of the game. I'm more focused on talking to you guys. Just kneel the clock out. Any news on rebuild? Yes, episode 1 later today, 47 minutes. Be there. 47 minutes long, that is. It'll be up in a few hours. I have to render and upload, and I have to finish streaming before I even do that. Pedro, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. So yeah, another solid game, I think. The new throwing arcs, love them, Pedro. I've been able to throw a lot of passes that I normally would have either been intercepted on or just chose not to throw and gotten sacked instead. Especially when you include the high pass modifier. Like, I tend to do like a lot of high pass modifier touch throws. And it seems to be like the perfect type of throw to get over anybody in that like 10-yard from the line range. Version 8 sliders over version 9? Is version 8 from yesterday? Or is it version 9? Because I'm using the newest stuff. The latest, the greatest. I'm checking right now. It's version 9, I'm sorry. If I said 8, I was wrong. It's version 9. Cloud or offline? I go offline because then I don't have to be online to play. And if I want to stay playing without the patches, I need to be offline. And I'm not downloading patches unless they've been tested thoroughly. I have grounding off, Cameron. It makes a big difference. With grounding off, the CPU quarterbacks will actually throw it to players who aren't 100% wide open. They'll take a few more chances, and they'll also be able to throw ahead of pressure a lot more often. So Phillip Rivers, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, solid numbers. I felt it played good. It was fun. Let's see, they had 4 plus 2 go to their running backs and tight ends. That's only 6 compared to 13 elsewhere. Love that. I don't like sliders that make the CPU throw it to their tight end and running back all day long. Can you get scenario patches on offline or no? If they're through title update, you'll be fine. If it's through tuning updates, then I don't know about that. Like, Cloud gives you access to some stuff sooner, but for me, I don't want to be online only, and I want to be off of patches if I need to be. Ape, thank you for the super chat. Hate how quarterbacks take steps each play, just be in stance. I know, they seem to react to a lot of... it seems like if there's someone within like a certain radius, they want to slide no matter what. It seems like that radius just needs to be a little tighter. The new UI looks bad. What don't you like about the UI? Hey guys, who do the Ravens play in week 2? I like how I ask you and then I just look it up. Chiefs? Alright, I'm going to sim to week 3 instead. I don't want to play as the Chiefs that bad. I'm going to play as the Browns. Because I want to see if on this setting, if Lamar Jackson will run. What do you mean by grounding? Turning off intentional grounding for CPU? Correct. First of all, intentional grounding is never called in the CPU regardless. And they will sometimes throw it away from the pocket. And they should be called for it, but they're not. With that turned off, you also can do that, just so you know. Don't recommend doing it, but you can throw the ball away anytime. But it affects the AI there a lot. Yeah, Ape, I did read the super chat. Yeah, about the quarterbacks taking steps. I think that there's just a radius that they look at when it comes to what they react to, and I think that radius is just a little too big. I like playing with Nick Chubb. I think he's going to be their starter. I don't know. Like, the game has Hunt as a 90. I think Chubb is way better. I don't think it'll be long before the game has him rated higher. Yep, Matt 10 version 9 with user QB accuracy at 50. Are Barr and Kendricks underrated? No. Those two have struggled a lot. And I don't think they're any more than like an average duo, really. When Barr's on his game, though, he's a game changer that you can't replace because his skill set is so rare for off-ball linebacker. Most players with his skill set are rushing the quarterback 50 times a game. But the fact that he can cover, run and chase running backs, take away screens, like, Barr is a really valuable player when he's not having an off day. I hope this year, after the whole situation this offseason and a challenging season last year, that we get the best Anthony Barr. All right, so we'll see if on this setting, if quarterbacks like Lamar Jackson will take off at all. The Ravens, one thing I love about Madden 20 is that they've updated like game planning and play calling and playbooks for these teams. So the Ravens, like, they run it way more than other teams will. The Cowboys run it a lot more than a lot of teams. And the Ravens are probably the most run-heavy team in the entire game. Notice 3 straight runs here for Baltimore. And a screen. Yeah, I need to update the channel profile pic and everything, and perhaps with my new franchise, it'll be a good way to update it from Keenan Allen. I liked the background, that's why I kept it. We got a little pressure there, forcing the throw. And it was shy of the sticks, too. Why didn't Ponder ever pan out? Ponder didn't pan out because he was too limited as a passer. And he didn't handle pressure very well. And if you can't handle pressure, you're not going to make it. I don't play 9-minute quarters. I think I'll be playing something like 13 with like 17 runoff. I want to get about 110 plays a game. Somewhere in that range. A little more would be just fine. I guess True Sim would be whatever gets you to 100, like 33, as we're going deep. Looking for Beckham. No, Earl Thomas. 133, I think, is the NFL average these days. That's a lot of plays. And I feel that a lot of games in Madden and NCAA that go that long overstay their welcome a little bit. I want something that, you know, I care about it being a little sim, but I just want it to feel like a proper length of a game. And sometimes in Madden, a longer game isn't necessarily a better game. Especially if it means you end up with like 44 to 38 scores every time. I don't believe we will on this setting. Fantasy Hawkeye, thank you for the super chat. Can you show all the settings so we can all hide away the icons for juking and hitting? I have my settings on default on Madden, but they aren't hiding. Yeah, they're at the main menu. And they're under visual feedback, I think. Where is Myles Garrett? Right there. Come here. Damon, thank you for the super chats. Speaking of quarterbacks that struggle with pressure, Kevin Cobb had a big issue with that. You know, I can't remember Cobb playing too much. He had that big, I think it was concussions with him. Was it not? When he got traded to Arizona? Kevin Cobb, there's a name. I remember his big games in Philly that got him paid. Difficulty is all Madden. Nice. Oh, see, Lamar tried to take off there. He just ran into Miles. So the tendency is what I'm looking for. I don't care. That's going to happen from time to time. But he tried to run. I know the running back and quarterback running vision is much better this year. So that's a positive sign. And it was a good time, too, because we had everybody blanketed. Can we get some Fitz magic? I wish I had him here right now. I'm not sure I'll do another game after this. I want to get that video going soon. Need to charge this. One second. The sliders are Matt 10s on the Operation Sports forums. Flag on the play. This won't count. Yep. Hungry Gamer, charge 2. Do the Vikings or Ravens fall under a rebuild? Not a traditional one. I think the Ravens, you know, they're a solid team. You're still like building up that offense, and there's no guarantee they'll be in the playoffs again. The Ravens are a solid team. The Vikings are too, if it's what you're looking for. Every team has a purpose. The Vikings would be, can you actually get them to win with Kirk Cousins? Can you, you know, they don't have a lot of salary cap, so can you win before it's too late and you've got to recharge? Every team's got a story. Tom Brady, Patriots, what do you do when he retires? One episode rebuilds like Bangalore C4. I've thought about it. I'm not sure it's my thing because if you haven't noticed, I don't really summarize things very well, and I'm not good at getting to the point. I'm not good at short content. I'm not good at simple answers. So I don't think that format is for me. I'm all about the journey. I like going on a ride. I have not considered taking off X Factors. I don't think that's just personally what I want to do. I have not been paying attention. When do they score a touchdown? Oh yeah, fumble. Blocked punt. I was just not paying attention at all. Do that a lot. What's my criteria process on deciding? I like looking for different ways it's going to be a challenge. So I really like teams that play in tough divisions. I like teams that maybe have limited cap space or some bad contracts. I like teams that are just a complete mess. and don't have like a 1 or 2 step process to fixing it. Oh, Beckham fell. Njoku dropped the last one. Put it up. Oh, I'm 1 for 7 with Baker. Huh. I also like teams that can't necessarily be fixed in 1 year's time. Yeah, I've considered a sports podcast. It's just committing to something else on a regular basis doesn't sound appealing right now. If you guys haven't noticed, I've always tried doing way more than I can actually reasonably handle. And recently, I have been trying to fix that more and be like, okay, I can't do everything, so let's just pick a couple things and do them really well. And that's one of those things that's just not a high priority. Like, the reason why I don't really play a lot of games in my spare time now is because I just wasn't getting the payoff. I wasn't having as much fun as I thought I was, and I was getting tired of it and just playing games to, like, justify the money spent on them or just to say I got it out the way. And you shouldn't play games to get them out of the way. You should play games to have fun. Eight to 2 run pass ratio. Could use a little anything here to get going. I didn't think we'd be 1 for 7 to throw in the first half. CMC, a top 5 back. Well, he's not ahead of Zeke. He's not ahead of Barkley in my book. He's not ahead of Kamara. I don't think he's better than a healthy Todd Gurley. That's not catching. His defense is taking it to me. And I wouldn't say he's better than Lev, although it's been a year since we saw him play. Top 5 for fantasy, though, you know it. Although I saw that little headline today, this did not go overlooked at what the Panthers want to give someone else red zone touches or goal line touches or something. But still, McCaffrey's going to catch like 100 passes legitimately. I got a long way to go in this game. I have no cashews, Hungry Gamer. I'm not very hungry today. I guess you could say that I am not a hungry gamer. I can't get anything going against these guys, and I love that variance, because this is not how it felt playing the other teams. Ravens always stout defensively, and we're seeing it. Pass trajectory right there. Love it. Finally gets me something to Beckham. Kamara's number 1 for fantasy. For me, it's Barkley. But I think you could choose any one of Kamara, McCaffrey, Barkley, Zeke. Although if this Zeke contract situation doesn't get figured out, it's going to be tough to make that choice. They're at the top of round 1. Like, I tried to talk myself out of Saquon at number 1, but then I remembered that I'm a Viking fan, and I watched a lot of Adrian Peterson seasons where There was nothing else on the offense. Didn't stop him from producing, and Saquon's a special player. Plus, he catches the ball better than most. Man, I can't throw on these guys. I'm going to have to change it up. I love how this is playing, though. This is franchise ready. Woo! See, I have to start making some nice plays. Summertime, thank you for the super chat. Have you seen any of these violent gamer memes? I have not. Need touch on your deep outs. Well, it's nice that you can throw them with the right touch this year. It's not going to work. Gotta dial in here. So Rashard Higgins and Marquise Brown gonna have like a battle to see who gets to be Hollywood. Or are we just gonna both call him Hollywood? I mean, they're gonna be in head-to-head division games. Getting on a roll now. I don't think Bell leads the league in rushing this year, no. Hope he's still the same Le'Veon Bell. I wonder what a year off for someone that like gets his workload, what that can do. Because like, I mean, he was going to get 400 touches last year if he played. And that's if he had stayed healthy. Get out of here! How about that for a touchdown? Oh, man. That was pretty funny. The fullback getting it done. That was a much better drive. I had to pay a lot more attention to actually move the ball on these guys. The rebuild's on the second channel. Yes, debuting today. The video is complete. It's 47 minutes long. Which I wonder, like, does that deter people who have not seen my content before? Like, who has time to watch, like, an episode, like a TV-length episode? But enough of you do, and I like it, so. I had a lot to say, and a lot to do. Only Lamar's third pass because they are a running team. There he goes. See, they still scramble with intentional grounding off. How was my football career? Non-existent. This is my football career. Digital general manager. Preston, thank you for the super chat. Kane, what's your Super Bowl prediction? Right now, my feeling is that the Colts have done a great job of improving their roster. And my prediction is Colts over Saints. Oh, man. Finally getting some yardage on the ground. Non-playoff team last year to make the playoffs this year, Vikings. They will make the playoffs this year. They're not missing twice in a row with this team with Coach Zimmer. Remember, last year for the Vikings was horrible. They were bad, and they went 8-7-1. I don't think it'll be hard for them to win more games if they, for one, don't stumble out of the gate defensively. Remember that game against the Bills and how they played against the Rams? That tie against the Packers. Fell on their faces twice against the Bears. Sitting at a nice like 4.6 yards per attempt. Ah man, I wanted to hit Hollywood there, but stepped up into everybody. All right, we're playing for field position now. How about that? A 4 vert that also has a screen. Or it's a screen with a 4 vert. Yeah, I did collect football cards. I still have a lot of them. I don't have a lot of my oldest stuff, but I do have a lot from like 2012. Might be a few cool ones I have. I'll have to see. Actually, I have a lot of my old stuff still. I'm sure I have some cool rookie cards or something. I haven't gone through it in a long time. Kind of want to. The injuries haven't gotten out of hand, though, in these games. It's been nice to see that. If anything, it's been, like, too few, but I'm not going to touch that setting right now. I think I'm getting a good game. Bold prediction. Kyler Murray outscores Patrick Mahomes. Wow. Oh man, we could have knocked that away. There's still some like standstill stuff in the secondary I don't like. I'm not going to worry about fixing stuff. Like, I put so many hours into testing, and I know that other slider creators have. And they know a lot more than I do when it comes to this stuff. And if they haven't figured it out, I'm not figuring it out. Flag down. Did my sub count go way up with Madden 20? Not a ton, because I haven't done a lot of Madden 20 stuff. You know, I probably shouldn't be taking it so slow when a game drops, especially because, like, I have one big game every year. But, you know, I didn't want to rush into a series and have it not work out. Oh, man. But I think I'm ready to make up for some lost time. XP sliders, I plan to go with what T-Dog has, at least right away, from the Operation Sports forums. He's made XP slider sets since they were ever introduced, so I will look to use those. Second running back injury for Baltimore. But you got to remember, a lot of these injuries are just like, you know, a bruised sternum or something that won't cause them to miss any games. Ooh. Rain or snow games, which is more fun? I don't know. The snow looks bad in Madden. Like, they've got Frostbite Engine, and I know there are snow maps on Battlefield. Why does our snow look so bad in Madden? They didn't update the snow this year, right? I don't think I've played a snow game yet, but it was the same in Madden 18 as it was in 19. And I don't think they've made the snow look better. I think they just wanted to make sure the field was totally visible, and it was only like 1.5 inches of snow. My favorite Madden during the PS2 era and the Xbox 360 era, that PS2 era would probably be 05. And then on the PS3 era, definitely Madden 12. So I've recovered from that 1-7 start with Baker. Started to actually hit some of these plays. Yeah, Matt's done such a good job with these sliders. I really like them. I'm not testing anymore. Thomas is in the zone, by the way. I just noticed that. That's something I have to actually pay attention to when I'm playing my real games. Give me that face mask. Yeah, Madden 04 was good too. I liked it. I played Madden 2001 through probably 06 on the PS2. Although I can't remember 06 on the PS2 that well, but I know I played it. Because I played online with T.O. and McNabb in that game. Was that the year that T.O. went to the Eagles? Who has a better season, Diggs or Thielen? I think this is Diggs' year. But hopefully they're both over 1,000 yards, and it doesn't matter who is better. Oh yeah, Harry's still one of the best safeties in the league for sure. One of the most versatile too. Hard to run on these Ravens. I just want to see some of their ratings. I know they have some really good players up front. Brandon Williams, Michael Pierce. I just want to see some overalls. 86, 75, 92. Like, yeah, I feel those ratings when we run against them. Pernell McPhee, is he back in Baltimore? I missed that. I don't know how long Kalispell's going to go. I know we're going to do a year 12, and beyond that, I'm not really sure. Pernell McPhee is on the Ravens again. Yeah, he had too many injury issues with the Bears. I don't think he played very many games with them. Looks like he played 14 in 2015. He played more games there than I thought he did. Never played 16 there. But he's played 13 in back-to-back years, and he'll be just probably situational, I'd assume, in Baltimore. Or somewhat situational. Now we got to get this ball back. And nice start. Get him. Jackson. No. A yard short. All right, guys. I'm trying to get this stop. 3rd and 1. I still got a shot, but that was a missed opportunity. These games have been really fun. I believe we can get some fun franchise games out of this. I really do. And the thought of just sitting down to play franchise and not worry about sliders, man. Oh, I can't wait. Are they down to just their fullback? They have so many injuries. I have, oh, this is our only shot. Okay. Yeah, I've turned off automatic downloads. Not a great punt. All right. Let's see what I can do with Cleveland. If I score, I'm going for 2. Earl Thomas is in the zone. We've got to get him out of the zone. I can't throw it to the left side of the field until he's out. Njoku lost it. And now he's hurt. Cover in the back. And Beckham. But notice how in this game without X factors, how much more manageable pass rush and everything has been. Oh, so close. Best tight end in the league? Travis Kelce. Open. Odell all day. Well, not all day because they knocked away a few earlier. Might want to keep a back in though for a little check down action. Got him. I got a free play. Come on. Come on. Free play. Landry. No. Oh, man. I got the hard count, though. I'm really happy about that. Yeah, I think offsides is 55 on this set, so, I mean, you can make him jump, but you got to be careful about false start. Oh, should I see if he's on the roster? That's a great call. Oh, I don't think he's on. Yeah, he's not on the roster because this isn't even a preseason roster. This is cut down to 53. Oh, man. Giuseppe. I forgot how to say his name. I only heard it pronounced like once. Am I going to sign Eric Berry in either franchise? Isn't he signed? I don't think so. I wouldn't expect to sign him, that is. Baker. Playmaker. Oh! No. Duke Johnson, everybody. Duke Johnson. And we're running out of time. Mayfield? Nope. This is so fun, guys. This gameplay is exactly what I've been looking for. Man, this is the real deal. I'm so happy right now. It feels like Christmas Day. Oh man, we're getting gassed. Mayfield, he's open! Are we ready to get our guys back out there? Got one. Up for Landry. Nope. Jalen Strong. I don't think he'll make much of an impact. I wouldn't expect him to. All right, guys. Hail Mary or a real play? What do you say? Well, what's good, Kane? How the testing going? Really well. Having a really fun time with this. This is all Madden. A real play or a Hail Mary? You got like 3 seconds. Real play, real play, real play. I see more real plays. Oh boy. Ooh. Odell's back. I don't have time to hot route him, guys. Is it a 5 or 10 second runoff? I forgot. I couldn't just take a chance. In the end zone! No! I think it's a 10-second runoff. I didn't want to... It took too long to decide there what to do. That was so fun. 10-second Lions fans will never forget. Yeah. GG's. That Falcons game, yeah. Oh, man. Hey, Mark, thank you for the super chat. How much time will you use for your franchises? 9 minutes? I'm probably going to drop the player or the clock runoff down to 15 or 16. So I think it'll end up being like 12 or 13 minutes. I'll experiment with it in the preseason games and see what length I get. But I think that it'll be double digits. I'll do a lower runoff. I don't like 20 runoff personally. I'd prefer to do about 16, 17. Yeah, Charles, Operation Sports, Matt 10, I can link you. I don't know if I know your handle right off the top of my head. You know what I do, never mind. Version 9, Matt 10. I'm playing with 50 QB accuracy, though. And I'm telling you guys, these few games here are my favorites so far. You know, it ain't perfect. And it's not going to be. But it's fun. And that's what we need for this series to get off the ground and to have a shot. And I had a really good time. All 3 of those games I had fun with. Yeah, in this game, they sacked me once. And that's the difference between having an X Factor and not. Yep, I'll show sliders, XP sliders, although they're all on Operation Sports right now. Honestly, Autumn, I think the Vikings franchise might have had the best slider set out of any series I've ever done. No joke. I actually watched a little bit of Vikings franchise last night because I wanted to see what the gameplay looked like. Because I'm like, okay, it ain't perfect. It's never been perfect. Let me go back to some old stuff and just take a look. And the Vikings, like, a lot of it is so good. 50 accuracy for just the user, correct, Connor. I never touch the CPU. I haven't had a need to yet. But when I played a game with, like, well, I've played not on these sliders. I've played with other quarterbacks on all Madden, and it's just like under 50. Maybe if you have Tom Brady, but if you're gonna use average or low-rated quarterbacks, like, you're gonna throw it into the dirt half the time. That was a really good session of games, and I didn't win any of them. The games need to be challenging, they need to be fun, different, and I think we got that. I lost 17-10 in that game. I lost 21-7, and I lost 13-10. And most importantly, we had fun. Yeah, I'll show you settings and all that good stuff now before I wrap things up. I love to keep... Oh, my watch isn't on. I love to keep streaming, but I need to get this other video going up. But I don't think there's a need for a whole lot more slider testing, guys. This is what I'm playing on. Mat 10 version 9. I think he's done an incredible job. I played a game last night. I felt it was good. I played today, now I feel it's great. Just had 3 fun games in a row. Each had a unique feel. I've been dying to get back to franchise. I'll do my best to get that rebuild out quickly. There's not going to be any wasted time. As soon as I'm done, it's rendering. As soon as it's rendering, or it finishes, it's going uploaded. I'll probably even post it up. When you first see it, it's probably going to be in 360p. We'll see how fast YouTube decides to process it. It's a 47-minute video. Rebuild franchise starting today. And I think, guys, it's time to get this new franchise going. And I want to reveal the team to you. And I would like to do that tomorrow. We need to get going. Madden's been out for a few weeks now. We need to get going. We got work to do. The render time is going to be rough. I've been rendering this stuff. Well, not like I do anything. I leave the room usually, or leave the house. But it'll probably be 50 minutes. No more than that. Or less. That August 13 file, though, that is my new rebuild franchise. It's right there. I can load it up and show you my team. I could show you everything so far. But I'm not going to do that. Yikes, too many saves. I deleted some this morning. Visual feedback settings, though. How fast is your internet? It'll go up fine. I'll even stay wired. I don't normally stay wired, but I'll stay wired for you. So faster upload. I turn a lot of this stuff off. I just want to see my drive goals, and that's it. I don't want no tips. I've been playing this game for 20 years. The only other thing I've been doing for 20 years is like breathing. Actually, it's closer to 19 years I've been playing this game. I started playing Madden 2001, so close. Yeah, Those are the settings, though, guys.
Menu narration option is set to off.
And remember, when I reset my sliders and everything, I save it as a new file. I jump into franchise practice for a few plays, and then I close the app and get back into it. So hopefully nothing is glitched or messed up. That's what I do. I can't prove that it works, but I've done it for 5 years. And it seems to make sure that nothing gets out of the ordinary. Tomorrow, you'll know my franchise team. And before too long, we'll be playing franchise again on this channel. Thank you guys. Thank you all for watching and supporting the stream and being patient as you wait for new series to get underway. And we'll be playing very, very soon. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And I'll have franchise coming your way before you know it. Have a great day, everybody. And I'll see you next time.